Hey guys, thanks for joining me on my journey of joy, grief, and authenticity. I am talking about fear today and how after you have lost a loved one, it can be really easy to let fear sit in the driver's seat of your life. Don't want that, guys. Don't want that. So let's talk a little bit about it. This was a topic recommended by my friend Joy Strong. Joy has lost her fiance several years ago, and so she knows what it's like to lose somebody who is embedded in your life. Actually, a conversation with Joy helped me realize that that fear is really kind of sitting in the driver's seat in my life. Okay, so what things might we as grievers be fearful of? Well, for me, it's the fear of losing somebody again. And I think that's would be a common fear that if you're grieving the loss of somebody, it's natural to be afraid that that might happen again. I don't know about you guys, but I experienced times where I was really afraid the same thing would happen, something dramatic and traumatic would happen to others that I love. I wasn't actually worried about anything happening to me, ironically. I was just worried about losing Jamin or my parents or my sister or my friends close to me. But another fear is what's gonna happen next time I want to have a baby. In our condition, we lost our daughter Hollis from a genetic condition. And so there's the possibility of it happening again. And it's a pretty good possibility. Well, it hasn't kept me from wanting to have a family. It's kept me from being able to take that step. My husband and I have had to really walk through that together, and fear has been a big part of it, naturally. You might be fearful of a new relationship. If you have lost a spouse or a significant other, then it could be really easy to be afraid of how to get into that new relationship. In our situation, as far as having a baby, there's that fear of like, well, I love them as much as I loved Hollis. They'll never be as perfect as Hollis because Hollis was just a baby. Sometimes I fear the relationship I'll have with my next child and what that will be like. Fear of judgment. What will somebody think? Are you being judged for getting in a new relationship? Are you being judged for the way you go about it? For the timing. People could judge you on the timing of it. God's got that. Let those people be all uptight about what they think, and you do you in the most beautiful way. You do you in accordance to God's will for your life. As best you can, and seek him out to know what that is. It's easy to be fearful of hurting others. The idea of having another child that could potentially go through the same scenarios as Hollis. Honestly, some of my biggest things that I don't want to happen is I don't want to drag my family and friends through that again. It was hard enough on us, and I don't want that to happen to them. Let's say that you've lost your spouse, and you are now in a position where you don't think that you necessarily have to live the rest of your life alone, and so you would like to start dating again. A big fear there would be, am I going to hurt my kids? Am I going to hurt my husband's family? The thing about fear is that it is so opposite of God. It is so completely not of him. And that's something that I have to keep reminding myself is that he's the God of peace, and that's what he wants for me. He doesn't want, nor do I need, all this fear in my life. In him, we'll have perfect peace. And in the world, we have tribulation, but in him, we have perfect peace. And to take heart because he has overcome the world. Keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of self-control. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. Fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love. I sought the Lord, and he answered me, and he delivered me from all my fears. You guys, that goes back to a song that I mentioned in another podcast or another video recently. Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Don't be frightened. Don't be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Seek the Lord and try to understand what it is that he has for your life, and don't be afraid of moving forward so that you can do everything that he's called you to do, and you can fulfill your purpose in life. Above all things, as you're going through your grief journey, just remember that joy can be a part of that journey.